Part 60. Amnesiac. Bigshot remembers only me, the boss lost his memory and only remembers me. Author, Ding Jiashu. Chapter 591. Fortunately, people at MTV don't look at people with their nostrils like Dokang, so their request was met. When Mr. Zhang from MTV's Content Cooperation Department watched the video they provided, Lu Yuyu was so nervous that she didn't dare to say anything. She silently said to herself, "Don't shoot this time. Don't shoot." Mr. Zhang watched for 2 hours, writing and drawing on the paper from time to time. Wen Qiao became more and more sure that she had not seen the wrong person from the beginning. Sure enough, after 2.5 hours, Mr. Zhang raised his hand and said, "It can be seen that the producer of this film put a lot of thought into it." Lu Yuyu: "Yes, Mr. Zhang, we invested 6 million. Because the actors are all newcomers, the remuneration ratio is small. All the money was used to focus on the drama." Mr. Zhang smiled, "Look at you, the main creators, who are quite young." Lu Yuyu: "Age and ability are not directly proportional." Mr. Zhang nodded, "Well, what the little girl said makes sense. Our MTV has bought this drama and it will be scheduled for the end of September." Wen Qiao smiled, she indeed saw the right person. The corner of Lu Yuyu's mouth raised crazily and she blew a wave of rainbow farts from the bottom of her heart. "Mr. Zhang, you are so discerning. A platform with a conscience like yours will definitely prosper. I think MTV will definitely be ranked first among the 3 major platforms in the future." Finally, Mr. Jiang's condition was to buy out the broadcast rights for 16 million, and only pay half of it up front. During the serialization period, if the broadcast volume reaches 1 billion, the rest will be paid. If not, the remaining half will be paid. Only pay 20%. Wen Qiao calculated in his mind and felt that the terms of the contract were reasonable, so he signed the contract. At the same time, news came that Fenyu Xiang had been purchased by a major TV station. Lu Yuyu curled her lips. Does the director of the TV station think that with Zhao Ziyan, the show will definitely make money? How naive. Sulu posted on Weibo. "Sulu, it is my first time to appear in a TV series, and I have received a lot of attention. On September 30th, we will see each other at Fenyu Pass Stories at Zhao Ziyan at Dokang Official WeChat at Infinite Video Official WeChat at Hikan TV Station." As soon as this Weibo post came out, it was clear at a glance that all 3 major platforms had bought the rights to broadcast it, and this was going to explode. Lu Yuyu looked at Weibo and clicked her tongue. "I've heard that there are 40 episodes in the show, and the most interesting scenes are all in the 10-minute trailer. I bet you that Fenjiao's old story will go up and down. Fang Duo, I'll follow." Lu Yuyu looked at Dong Yao. "What about you?" Dong Yao put one hand in his pocket and said indifferently, "The filming is over, what will happen to me next?" "Brother, don't you know there is such a thing as post-production publicity?" Dong Yao: "Please tell me how to disembark from the pirate ship." "Wait online. It's quite urgent." Fang Duo: "Do you want to get a personal design for Dong Yao? Do you like a hot guy who has a lot of fans? It's very popular nowadays to create a personal design for Dong Yao." Wen Qiao shook his head, "No need." Lu Yuyu echoed, "Dong Yao, just be yourself and be a cold rich second generation who has no feelings." At the beginning of September, school started, and Sulu felt proud this time. In just one summer vacation, she had already joined a popular niche to star in a TV series. Her entry into the entertainment industry was easier than that of many drama school students. Faced with those compliments, she said softly, "When I was in school, I still focused on piano. I hope to have my own personal recital soon." When Lu Yuyu heard those remarks, she clicked her tongue and said, "Sulu is an upgraded version of green tea. Her bitch has reached the level of proficiency. I admire her. Make a fortune in silence, the old saying does not deceive me." Within 2 days, the past was withdrawn by Hiken TV station. The TV station said that the movie was too slow and the ratings were expected to be unsatisfactory. This matter caused a lot of commotion on the internet. The starry dream suddenly shattered. When Sulu received the news, she was filled with indignation. The broadcast on the internet was much worse than the broadcast on Shangxin TV station. But the TV station's tone was very firm: if you don't buy it, you won't buy it. Keep asking for monthly tickets. Amnesiac Bigshot remembers only me, the boss lost his memory and only remembers me. Author, Ding Jiashu. Chapter 592. Although I am frustrated, when I think about it, at least they are broadcasting on dual network platforms, and the traffic of these two platforms is much stronger than MTV, so it is easy to crush Wenqiao. September 30th came as promised, and 18 years old Slightly Sweet and Fenjiao Past were released on the same day. Lu Yuyu felt that they had a relationship in the ring. However, Sulu arrogantly felt that Wenqiao and the others were not even qualified to be their opponents with their meaningless little drama. On the night of the broadcast, Wenqiao was calm. She just did what she had to do and obeyed fate. They did all the hard work and left it to the audience in the end. She had nothing to worry about. However, Lu Yuyu and Fang Duo stick to the MTV platform and have been paying attention to the number of clicks. The same goes for Sulu. Because the male protagonist of Fenyu, Zhao Ziyan, was born in the talent show, various artist indexes can be ranked in the top 10, and the traffic it brings is naturally not comparable to that of Wenqiao and his little transparent drama. On the first day of broadcast, Fenyu's clicks on the two platforms exceeded 50 million respectively, and the views on both platforms exceeded 100 million. And 18 years old only has 20 million views on a single platform. Fenyu beat 18 years old by a few blocks and won in a crushing manner. The Dubon ratings started the next day, and Fenyu scored 7.2, while 18 years old only scored 5.2. Sulu felt proud and expressed her gratitude on Weibo. Lu Yuyu looked at the Dubon comments and couldn't believe it. It must have been maliciously hacked. How could it only have a score of 5.2? Wenqiao's face was solemn. When it started airing that night, their drama's 20 million views could only attract a limited number of viewers to rate it, but last night a large number of people poured in to rate it with 1 star. It's obviously malicious, and the only TV series currently competing in the arena is Fenyu. It's clear who is operating behind the scenes. No wonder Fenyu spends a lot of money on publicity. It's all spent on blackmailing its opponents. How can it not burn money? Although the other crew paid a high price to maliciously blackmail Wenqiao's TV series, the audience's eyes were sharp. Whether a TV series is thoughtful, good-looking, clicks, and rated ultimately depends on the casual audience, because the base and size of the casual audience is the largest. Several TV drama bloggers posted reviews of 18 years old, saying that the drama is very good-looking, funny, and heartwarming, and has sports competitions that make people excited when it's time to burn, and the rhythm is top-notch. 3 days later, the data quietly changed. 18 years old daily views, 40 million, rating increased to 6 points. Fenyu's single platform views also dropped to 40 million, and its rating dropped to 6.8. There are endless positive comments about 18 years old on the internet. This trend of opening high and moving low made Sulu panic. The comments about Fenyu on the internet were all negative. Except for Zhao Ziyan, fans were still trying to show their respect, and they all attacked Fenyu for being too water-filled and having too many slow motions. It makes people too tired to watch. On the other hand, 18 years old's reviews have been steady, and its rating has gone up all the way, rising from 8.4 to 8.4. And Fenyu non-stop fell all the way to 6.1. It was all thanks to Zhao Ziyan's fans that he barely managed to avoid failing. 14 episodes after it aired, the daily views of 18 years old on a single platform have surpassed the views of Fenyu on both platforms. Oh yeah, Lu Yuyu jumped up excitedly in the dormitory, counterattack. Chiao Chiao, the total number of views has exceeded 1 billion. Mr. Zhang is going to send us money soon. We have to hold a celebration party tonight. Wen Qiao smiled, you can arrange it? Mr. Zhang called Wen Qiao, the company will hold a celebration banquet in 2 days. Mr. Wen, please bring them over to attend. Are you free? Of course there is, we will be there on time, thank you Mr. Zhang. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Amnesiac Bigshot remembers only me, the boss lost his memory and only remembers me. Author, Ding Jiashu. Chapter 593. When I met Sulu in school again, Sulu was no longer so full of superiority. Lu Yuyu coaxed her forward and imitated her previous tone, oh, let me tell you, money can't just be spent on publicity. Do publicity with your heart and shoot TV with your feet. How can that be done? Sulu gritted her teeth, it's as if you didn't spend money on marketing. Those good reviews were all paid for. Lu Yuyu raised her hands, you are wrong, that's all tap water. Our crew is very poor and we don't have money to hire a navy. Oh, I can't waste time with you here. We are going to attend the celebration banquet. After saying that, he pulled Wen Qiao Fangduo and other people from their club with him and left in front of Sulu. Sulu was extremely disappointed. Because the ratings and views of the TV series have been declining, fans of Zhao Ziyan, a traffic niche, have begun to resent her as a heroine. They attack her online all day long, saying that she brings Zhao Ziyan down, that she is a useless heroine, and that she cannot bear to be disturbed. However, the company doesn't think it matters. Even if it is black or red, it is also red. As long as it can be popular, the most fearful thing in this world is that no one will discuss it. Sulu didn't like this kind of black and red. She wanted to gain both fame and fortune. Watching her TV series being pinned to the ground and rubbed by Wen Qiao and the others was simply a mental shock to her. And the peach factory on the other side? Vice President Xiao Qin was furious. Catherine was called into his office. As soon as she entered, she was scolded. You decided on Fenjiao's drama, didn't you? Catherine felt a little guilty. At that time, I saw that this drama was doing well. With Zhao Ziyan, the director has also directed several TV dramas with a good reputation in the Republic of China style. I thought it would be a good addition to the hype, and the original novel had a good reputation, so it would definitely be a good show. Mr. Xiao Qin was so angry that he pulled his tie. You are also an old man in our company. How can you be so blind when watching dramas? I also heard that the 18-year-old Wei Wei Tian first found our company, but you rejected her. Yeah. Catherine thought, this is really a pot that cannot be opened, so she could only bite the bullet and said, the drama was really not very good at that time. It was full of newcomers from top to bottom. I watched the finished film and the plot was not conflicting enough. There is no explosive point, just family, friendship, and love, without some conventional plot. It seems that it is better to promote it in the later stage. What's the point of selling your appearance? It's not a few years ago now. The traffic bonus is not so delicious, the audience is not so easy to fool, the quality is not good, it is useless to rely on the blessing of fresh meat, the audience is more. I hope to see sincerity in a drama. Do you understand sincerity? Catherine, who is in her 40s, was trained so badly that she lost all face. Finally, Mr. Xiao Qin said, you can transfer to the media department. There is a shortage of deputy manager there. From the director of the content cooperation department to the deputy manager of the media department. This is a clear demotion. The price for her mistake this time was too high. Although she was demoted, Her colleagues from Dokang Media Department still held a welcome party for her and held a banquet in Bayan Building. Although Catherine was not in the mood, it was not easy to impress her new colleague. That night, she and her new colleague went to Bayan Building, the most low-key and luxurious hotel in the city center. The car was parked in the garden in front of the hotel. As soon as Catherine got out of the car, she saw a group of familiar figures and cursed in her heart, "I didn't look at the almanac when I went out." It was Wen Qiao and others who were going to attend the MTV celebration party. It's the last day of February. If you haven't voted for your monthly vote, don't forget to vote, otherwise it will be wasted. Amnesiac Bigshot remembers only me, the boss lost his memory and only remembers me. Author, Ding Jiashu. Chapter 594. Catherine had just ruthlessly and disdainfully rejected those young people's TV series, and then the TV series became popular when she turned her back. Now that they met again, it would be a slap in her face. Wen Qiao glanced at Ms. Catherine and didn't intend to pay attention to it, but Lu Yuya was different. She walked up to Catherine with a smile and said, "Mr. Zhao." Catherine held her bag and twitched the corner of her mouth, "Hello. Don't take it seriously, don't take it seriously. Mr. Zhao, please don't be so polite. I'm not used to it." Catherine glanced at her up and down, "Young man, I would like to advise you that temporary success is nothing. Don't make a small achievement and then show off and ignore anyone." Lu Yuya chuckled, "That's right, I also have something to say to Mr. Zhao. Don't bully young people into poverty. The young people you look down on will be the ones who change the society in the future. So, don't be like that in the future." What a snobbery. After saying that, he entered the hotel with Wen Qiao and the others. Catherine looked at the young people who had been groveling in front of her before and now they were more energetic than the last. She snorted, "I want to see how far you can go. The entertainment industry is cruel. Young people who don't know the depth of things people." Wen Qiao received the balance payment from the other party after attending MTV's celebration party that night. The first TV series produced by her was a huge success. And it's not limited to this, because the effect of the online broadcast is so good, TV station threw an olive branch to her, saying that it would purchase the copyright of her TV series and broadcast it on the TV station from 10 to 12 o'clock in the evening. Although it is not a prime-time broadcast, Channel 1 is the #1 provincial satellite TV station in China. It was also the TV station that Sulu and the others had always wanted to cooperate with in their previous film Fenyu. So, Wen Qiao worked steadily, signed a contract with TV station, and sold 18 years old's satellite TV broadcast rights for a total price of 1 million per episode and 20 million. An official Weibo and 18 years old's official Weibo posted the news simultaneously, which was regarded as an official announcement of the star of the TV series. 18 years old became a hot search topic, and netizens expressed that 18 years old is too advanced. Good stamina. The boss of the producer has really good vision. Young Mr. Wen has taught the market a lesson: if you make TV with your heart, the audience will definitely buy it. Thank you, Mr. Wen, for sending my duo to make her debut. It would be a pity if the cutie Fang duo in this world does not pursue her dream of being in the entertainment industry. Same as above. Thank you Mr. Xiao Wen for sending the ideal young master Dong in the world to make his debut. It is a loss for thousands of us girls if the handsome guy does not pursue his dream of being in the entertainment industry. I heard that there are many handsome guys around Mr. Wen, please don't be stingy and let them all debut. One person writes in blood and asks for the same thing. Wen Qiao looked at the comments on the internet and was a little dumbfounded. The boys in the club are indeed good looking, but they have no interest in the entertainment industry. They just want to stand on the highest podium of esports and win the award together. An honor that belongs to them. In any case, Wen Qiao is rich and has sufficient liquidity, and he is more confident to invest in TV series. Before that, she had to thank her investors behind the scenes. Zhonghuan Building is located in the CBD business district where land is the most valuable in the city center. It has a total of 68 floors. The skyscraper towers into the sky, demonstrating the Fu family's strong financial resources. On the autumn day, Wen Qiao was wearing a gray sweater, jeans, and sneakers as standard. Outside the shiny skyscrapers, she was surrounded by office workers dressed meticulously. She seemed a little out of place. Amnesiac Bigshot remembers only me, the boss lost his memory and only remembers me. Author, Ding Jiashu. Chapter 595. She didn't go in because she heard that his mother also worked there, and she didn't want to take up his working time, so she sat on the flower bed outside the building and waited for him. When the evening breeze started blowing and it was quite cool, Fu Nanli's phone call came. She hung her legs in the air and swayed slightly. Fu Nanli heard a lingering voice coming from the mobile phone, "Are you going to get off work? There is a charity dinner tonight. You come with me. I will pick you up later." "No need to pick me up." Fu Nanli stretched out his hand and tugged on his tie. "What do you mean? Don't want to go?" "No, because I'm just downstairs from your company. You can see me when you come down." 5 minutes later, the front desk of the lobby saw their handsome and noble prince hurriedly downstairs. Through the huge glass window, he saw the prince taking off his suit and covering a girl. "How long have you been here?" Fu Nanli shook her hand, which was cold. Wen Qiao looked up at him with a smile. "I just came." "Why don't you go in and find me?" "I'm afraid of disturbing your work." The car had already driven behind Fu Nanli, and he took the person in his arms and got into the car. "Did someone give you a hard time and not inform you?" "You can call me." Wen Qiao waved his hand quickly. "Don't accuse people unjustly. No one is trying to make things difficult for me. I didn't enter your building at all." The front desk lady felt a chill on her neck. "Master, we were wronged." Fu Nanli covered her hands and said, "Come up and find me directly when you come." Her hands are so cold, she must have been in the wind for a long time. This girl is very smart in some places, but she is always so stupid in other places that it makes people feel bad. Are you afraid of seeing my mother?" Wen Qiao smiled. "No. There is no need to avoid them from now on, just say hello when you see them." She was still not allowed to see her family before. She probably had a certain psychological shadow and did not dare to see them without him. Wen Qiao nodded. "Yeah, okay." Worried, she leaned into his ear and said, "What if they discover the lies I told you before, and they discover that I am a liar?" Fu Nanli held her hand tightly, held her face, and put it against her ear. His voice was low and hoarse. "Little liar, I have destroyed all the handles you left behind. Don't worry." His palm was dry, warm, and broad, and Wen Qiao's whole heart was willingly placed in his hands. The charity dinner was held in a business villa by the sea. Wen Qiao's dress was a champagne-colored wrap dress with gold threads hidden in it. As she walked, she was swaying and the subtle fragrance flowed. Her long gilt earrings swayed gently on the straight. On the shoulder bones, sexy and enchanting. Fu Nanli was used to seeing his little fox in casual clothes. It was rare for him to dress up, so he was stunned for a while. Not far from the locker room, the He family brothers and sisters who were invited to attend the charity dinner stopped in place. He Yan saw that the cold and dignified man was looking at Wen Qiao with such stunning and lingering eyes. How could he look like a powerful young master in the celebrity circle who was used to being unmoved by beauties? He Wan whispered, "Or do you still want to attend this charity dinner?" He Yan raised her chin. "Why don't I participate? Is it possible that I should retreat when Wen Qiao is around? She is the one who should retreat. She relies on Fu Nanli to participate in such high society activities." He Wan shook his head. "It's up to you, just don't cause trouble for me." You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Amnesiac Bigshot remembers only me, the boss lost his memory and only remembers me. Author, Ding Jiashu. Chapter 596. Otherwise, the breakdown of his friendship with Nan Li might be irreversible. He Yan insisted on staying because she just witnessed a couple showing off their affection. Wen Qiao calculated in his mind and said to Fu Nanli, I made some money, but most of it is company funds, which I can use at my discretion, almost 1 million. I will spend 1 million for you tonight, same lot. He Yan then saw that Wen Qiao had spent 1 million to buy a pair of diamond shirt cuff links for Fu Nanli. Then I saw Fu Nanli spend 6 million to take a 19th century European post-impressionist oil painting for Wen Qiao. He Yan sneered, can that liar appreciate this kind of painting? Fu Nanli gave the painting to her, it was a waste of money. After the charity dinner, He Wan went up to say hello to Fu Nanli. He Yan followed closely behind. The lights spread on the dark red carpet, and Fu Nanli's suit was put on Wen Qiao. Cold. In fact, not at all. Young Master Fu is such a treasure to his little girlfriend. He Yan's smile was almost unbearable. He Wan said hello, and Fu Nanli chatted with him in a low voice. After all, they had grown up together since elementary school, and He Wan did not want this friendship to be ruined at the hands of his sister. But He Yan suddenly asked, Miss Wen has collected famous paintings, can you understand it? He Yan's appearance is actually very gentle and pleasant. When she talks with a smile like this, the celebrities and wealthy businessmen passing by without knowing it will feel that she is showing kindness. Only Wen Qiao knows that Miss He's words imply a sense of superiority. And if there is no chance of running away from her, she will ruin the famous paintings. Celebrities are also divided into cute ones like Fang Duo and Lu Yuyo, and less cute ones like He Yan. Wen Qiao smiled, influenced by the color techniques of neo-impressionist painters such as Pissarro and Seurat. Van Gogh abandoned the dark and heavy colors in the early stages of painting and began to use some high brightness, high purity, and high brightness colors. The painting is by a more famous painter after Van Gogh, and I like it very much. The corners of He Yan's mouth trembled. Fu Nanli took Wen Qiao into his arms, it doesn't matter whether she understands it or not. I'll take the picture for her. Even if it's used as a cutting board, it's her business. Don't worry about it, Miss He. In He Yan's sight, the man she had followed for more than 10 years gently embraced the other woman and walked away. And her brother just said, why are you doing this, and left. It seemed that she came here just to watch them show their love and listen to Fu Nanli's faint remarks. Everything was just a matter of humiliating herself. Even her brother is not on her side, and her secret love for more than 10 years has become a joke. Her heart was as cold as the autumn seaside wind. Because Wen Qiao had been waiting for him all afternoon under the Zhonghuan building, and 2 days later, Fu Nanli took her to the building. Wen Qiao was held by his hand as he walked in the hall with a height of 7 to 8 meters. At 10 o'clock in the morning, occasionally some professionally dressed office workers would look back when they swiped their cards and passed the turnstile. The prince, who is not approachable to women and unkind to human beings, actually has a woman by his side, and she is dragging her hands. After all the female employees of Dongchuan Airlines flooded the airport with tears, all the female employees of China Huan Airlines will also flood the skyscraper with tears. Fu Nanli held Wen Qiao's hand, followed by a group of bodyguards and assistants, and the group entered the CEO's dedicated elevator. Amnesiac Bigshot remembers only me, the boss lost his memory and only remembers me. Author, Ding Jiashu. Chapter 597. Wen Qiao sighed silently. She didn't seem to be very interested in visiting his company, but the young master insisted on dragging her here. Wherever he went, everyone who met him would greet him with a half bow. Fu Nanli was used to it and accepted it all with peace of mind, but Wen Qiao was not used to it and finally entered his office. Fu Nanli reached out and took off his outer suit. Miss Fiona and Wen Qiao, who had been promoted to Secretary General of the President's office, simultaneously reached out to pick up the suit Mr. Fu had taken off. The moment Wen Qiao stretched out his hand, Fiona immediately retracted her hand and smiled. "What would you like to drink, Miss Wen? I'll prepare it for you." Fiona was so frightened that she almost broke into a cold sweat. Mr. Fu is very difficult to take care of. If he can give you a promotion today, he can demote you tomorrow because you took his girlfriend's job. Accompanying you is like accompanying a tiger. She is just a career-oriented woman who keeps to herself and wants to earn a high salary from the largest group in the country. Wen Qiao, just lemonade, thank you. Fiona immediately left the young master's office with an impeccable professional smile. Wen Qiao took his suit, walked to the wooden hanger, and hung it up carefully. Turning his head, Fu Nanli was slowly rolling up the sleeves of his shirt. He rolled it up twice. The faint lines of his forearms, wheat-colored skin, and cold profile lines, everything was just right to make people's hearts move. The man sat down, faced the huge Apple computer screen, clicked the mouse, and said in a deep voice, "I'm going to have a video conference with people from the Nordic branch later. You can listen next to me. There is some data about corporate marketing. It might be helpful to the management of your entertainment company." Wen Qiao joked, "It's rare that I don't have class for a day, so Brother Nanli still escorts people to come to listen to the class." Fu Nanli dragged the person onto his lap. "Don't want to hear it? If you don't want to hear it, just play on the side. I'll ask Fiona to bring some food in." Wen Qiao smiled and said, "I'm just kidding you. No one else can hear Mr. Fu's excellent classes. If I have this opportunity, of course I can't miss it." Fiona came in and gave the two of them a cup of lemon tea and a cup of Americano coffee. Fu Nanli clicked the mouse. "Why can't I connect to the video call?" Fiona immediately said, "I'll ask people from the technical department to come over." When the director of the technical department rushed over, he saw an unknown girl sitting on the boss's chair. The young master was sitting on the corner of the table with a cup of coffee, looking at the little girl slightly. Director Chen walked over and said cautiously, "Mr. Fu, I heard that your computer cannot connect to the video." Fu Nanli nodded. "It's okay, she can do it." Wen Qiao glanced at him. There was a day when she, Wen Qiao, became a tool. She came here today to listen to classes and repair computers. Is it so hard for a girlfriend to fall in love with someone else? Director Chen questioned in a low voice, "How about I do it? Don't delay Mr. Fu's video conference." Fu Nanli glanced at him. "Come and take a look." Director Chen walked up behind Wen Qiao, and then he saw a black display box on the computer screen, with codes flashing rapidly inside. The little girl's fingers were flying quickly on the keyboard, and her proficiency was even higher than his. Zhou, the champion of the college online league. Mr. Fu, who had always been low-key and reserved, now had a hint of pride hidden in his tone that was not easy to detect. "Please vote for me, I fell out of the top 10, at Amnesiac Bigshot remembers only me, the boss lost his memory and only remembers me." Author, Ding Jiashu. Chapter 598. This identity can be exposed. As for the identity of the guild hacker, it should be hidden. Just like parents who can't help but show off when their children are admitted to a prestigious school, Master Fu has this mentality at the moment. Director Chen was ashamed. "Excuse me." After saying that, he quietly left. After a while, Wen Qiao repaired his computer and opened the video conferencing software. Unexpectedly, he saw people sitting neatly in the conference room on the other side of the video. The senior executives of the Nordic branch over there suddenly saw that the video was connected, but the picture showed a beautiful girl who looked very young. They thought there was some bug, until their boss Fu gently put the coffee cup on the table. He rubbed the girl's head and whispered, "Thank you for your hard work." All the staff were stunned and began to guess the girl's identity. Wen Qiao quickly sat next to him, took a small notebook, and started to class. Fu Nanli turned to look at him. "Can you have an all-English meeting?" Wen Qiao tilted his head and smiled. "I can do it, brother." The shout of brother made Mr. Fu a little confused. He said an incomprehensible opening statement in English, which made all the senior executives of the Nordic branch confused. Didn't they all go straight to the topic in the past? Wen Qiao learned a lot from this meeting. After the meeting, Fu Chuan entered his office. When he saw Wen Qiao, he was already calm. He placed a financial report on Fu Nanli's desk. "Take a look at the joint financial report of Fukan Company." Fu Nanli nodded. "I understand." After Fu Chuan left, Wen Qiao asked tentatively, "How come you are the only one born in your family?" While flipping through the financial reports, Fu Nanli responded to her casually, "What's wrong with having a baby? I think wealthy families tend to have several children." Fu Nanli lowered his eyes. "Maybe if my father had not died young, I would have younger brothers and sisters. Do you like having younger siblings?" Fu Nanli put down the coffee cup in his hand and looked up at him. "I didn't like it before, but later when I saw how you get along with your brothers, I felt that it would be good to have a younger brother or sister to pamper them." Wen Qiao shook his hand, her heart aching a little, hoping that Gu Xiao was not his brother. She always had an intuition that Gu Xiao had bad thoughts towards Nan Li. He already has 2 cousins who betrayed him, and 1 more younger brother with evil intentions. Why did her brother Nanli suffer such an unreasonable disaster? What did he do wrong? If it was confirmed that Gu Xiao was his brother, how could she tell him the truth? He always felt that such truth hurt him deeply. The next day, Wen Qiao was called to the club by brother Dong. "Wen Qiao, it's like this. The competition is about to start here. I preliminary estimate that with the level of these boys, there will definitely be no problem in being shortlisted for the quarter-finals. This is a global competition that attracts much attention. If we can enter the quarter-finals, then our club's current size will definitely require expansion." Wen Qiao nodded. "Yes, I know. I wanted to talk to brother Dong about the expansion before, but was delayed by the fact that Gu Xiao looked like Nan Li, and I forgot about it. We need a professional manager, logistics, drivers, data analysts, and psychological counselors. To be able to accommodate so many people, we need a larger base. The current building is not enough." You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Amnesiac Bigshot remembers only me. The boss lost his memory and only remembers me. Author, Ding Jiashu. Chapter 599. Wen Qiao, I will ask someone here to help me find a suitable base park. I have a good base here. I'll give you a number. You can ask. Where? It's not far from the esports park. It occupies a large area. It was also an esports club before. Unfortunately, it failed to support the rise of the esports industry and went bankrupt. This is the number. Wen Qiao leaned against the computer desk and looked at brother Dong with a smile. What is your relationship with that bankrupt club? Brother Dong raised his eyebrows and looked at her. Little girl, you are so smart, you can't guess it, right? Wen Qiao shrugged. So brother Dong's winter is the winter of Poseidon, the king of the sea. Brother Dong did not answer her directly. I sent the number to your mobile phone. He will not ask you for a price, and will give you the most suitable price. Wen Qiao shook his phone. I got it. So why does brother Dong come to our club? It seems that brother Dong is also a low-key person. If he doesn't want to answer some questions, she won't keep asking them. Brother Dong opened a can of herbal tea. There was a person who saved my life before. That person's eyes were very similar to yours. I accidentally learned about your appearance, so I came here. Wen Qiao stood up straight. Who is that person? Where did he save you? There was a snow mountain on the border. I like adventure and extreme sports. When I almost fell into the cliff, that person pulled me up. Because of the cold weather, everyone was wearing hats and cold masks. I just watched into his eyes. When did it happen? Just last year. Wen Qiao couldn't help but get excited. Her eyes were very similar to her uncle's. Maybe, that was her uncle. Do you know where he went? I really don't know about this. It was just a chance meeting, but he was my savior anyway. So when I learned that a new club had opened in Hiken, I checked the industrial and commercial information on the internet. When I saw the photo of the legal person, I thought you had similar eyes to his, so I came here. He looks, okay. Wen Qiao's heart ached. Brother Dong, it looks good. Is he alone? One person. Wen Qiao nodded. Her uncle was still alive. As long as he was alive, she would definitely find him. Brother Dong, after I came here, I found that Wen Qi is indeed a good prospect. The next few who came in are also good. Within 2 years, if nothing happens, they will definitely win the championship trophy. Wen Qiao adjusted his mood and said, let's go to the training room and have a look. The game will start in a week. The current commander is Wen Qi. He needs to have strong combat ability and be able to identify positions by listening to sounds. He is the core position in the team. The sniper is Gu Xiao. This position requires patience, high precision headshot rate and strong ability to find people. The assaulter is Shen Tian, who has high requirements for marksmanship and must know how to attack from behind before the enemy notices him. The last medic is Yu Zhan. Brother Dong looked relaxed. The competition will start in a week, and the list of group stage matches has also come down. If we break through the group stage, we want to be among the top 8, and the opponent we have to face is CG Club. Wen Qiao raised his chin slightly. Are you sure you can win CG? I've watched a few of their live broadcasts and I'm hopeful, but all the CG staff are restless and too arrogant. Wen Qiao nodded, yeah. A week later, the competition was scheduled for the weekend at the gymnasium in the center of Hiken City. Wen Qiao and Lu Yuyu accompanied them, but Brother Dong did not go. It's March, please vote. Additional updates will be added every time the monthly ticket reaches 500 yuan. Amnesiac Bigshot remembers only me. The boss lost his memory and only remembers me. Author, Ding Jiashu. Chapter 600. Wen Qiao understood that Brother Dong kept a low profile. He had led his club to the championship all the way without ever showing up for the game, so he was left alone. The stadium can accommodate 3,000 people, and the seats were packed. Some girls in the front row even held fluorescent sticks in their hands, just as if they were watching the concert. And they are all here for the CG Club. Luying has a large number of lights, looking like a superstar. Today is Group A, which is divided into 2 regions. Today and tomorrow, each will play 4 groups of games. The first place players in the 2 groups will compete against each other next week, and the winner will advance to the quarter-finals. Easy to understand. When Wen Qiao and the others entered the stadium, no one in the gym reacted. However, as they passed through the aisle, several girls around them whispered excitedly behind their backs with infatuated looks on their faces. Which team is this player from? So handsome. Wow, this team is full of handsome guys, and they are all very tall. Do the esports players look good now? A boy on the side answered the question disdainfully, what's the use of being handsome? An embroidered pillow and a straw bag. Esports games rely on strength, okay. You girls know how to look. Who says that handsome people can't be strong? Isn't Luying handsome and powerful? Shen Tian sneered lightly, this time I will beat Luying until she calls him daddy. Wen Qi, you can give him 4 more dads at once, Oh no, 6 dads. Wen Qiao clicked his tongue, stay calm, the fight hasn't started yet, what are you saying harshly? Just be more steady later. The two people who were so majestic just now immediately shrank their necks. Yes, sister. Yes, aunt. As soon as a few people walked to the edge of the stage, they heard waves of cheers and screams coming from the audience behind them. Wen Qiao looked back and saw that people from the CG club were here, led by Lu Ying, with his hands in his pockets and an unruly expression. All the cheers and screams were directed at them. Lu Ying led Monkey and the others to Wen Qi. He was a little shorter than Wen Qi, but his aura was very intimidating. Lu Ying, you have to play hard. You can't even break through the group stage. Then we won't even have a chance to beat you to a pulp. That's too inferior. Wen Qi lowered his peaked cap, no wonder the people in the CG club are so bad at shooting. It turns out that they usually spend their time training their verbal skills. They can speak so harshly. Is this a quarrel and competition? Lu Ying gritted his teeth, you. Shen Tian is also a cynical second-generation ancestor, what? Did you say it wrong? If you have the time to say harsh words in front of us, why not think about how to suppress the gun and how to cooperate? The monkey pointed at Wen Kai's nose, grandson, wait. Your grandpa is waiting for you, Wen Qi smiled harmlessly. The two sides formed their own formations to start the group stage competition. The CG coach stood in the audience, arranging troops and coordinating the overall situation. Wen Qiao and Lu Yuyu were sitting in the first row of the auditorium. They were in area of the stadium. Since there were no CG club members, the audience was scattered here. The battle between AF and the opponent was displayed on the big screen. Lu Yuyu took a deep breath and said, the group stage should be, no problem. Wen Qiao pressed her restless hand, no problem, you have to trust Xiao Qi and the others. Lu Yuyu, that Lu Ying just now was extremely arrogant. I must defeat them next week, otherwise I won't be able to swallow this bad breath. Wen Qiao is surprisingly calm. She has a belief. She believes in her Wen Qi.